Hi, I'm Susie Jane and I'm a bikini and fitness competitor, and I'm about to trial a waist trainer in line with my competition prep leading up to this October. So I have 17 weeks until my first competition, and so I'm going to try this and see whether I can get my waist a little bit smaller. Last year at my leanest, my waist was 27 inches and I was about 12% body fat. So I'm going to trial it and see, get to the same percent body fat and see if my waist is any smaller this year. Compared to other girls my height, I'm 5'8" or about 173 centimetres, and other girls my height were about 22-inch waists, had 22-inch waists, so it's quite a significant difference from mine to other girls on stage. Some girls obviously have the genetics, so they have like a naturally small waist, small ribcage, a small waist, whereas I'm in the kind of very athletic straight line. I'm in that club, Thick Waist Girls Club. So historically, women have worn them corsets and girdles and all these sorts of things for years to try and get that hourglass figure. And obviously, more recently, it's come back into fashion again, especially with a lot of people like Kim Kardashian wearing them a lot. More and more people are starting to get more interested. But girls who compete, they do swear by them as well. And so that's why I thought I would give it a trial and document it, and then you can make your decision based on my experience and what I've learned. I will share with you as well. So you need to know the pros and cons about waist trainers as well. So ultimately, the pros are that it helps you achieve a smaller waist. So this can either be from your body adapting to the shape of the corset, eating less because you don't have as much room for your stomach to expand. It's one of them, and also improve posture, and it does help you stand up more upright because you've got that rigidity there. So hopefully posture wise that will help people who may tend to slouch or sit down. So that is a benefit. Always having a better posture is always beneficial. So the cons are, so after you stop using the corset, your waist is more likely to return to how it was before, like normal, apart from the size that you've lost from fat loss anyway. You do need to use the corset alongside a fat loss program and exercise, otherwise you're just wearing a corset, you're not doing anything. It doesn't really, it's not magic. So other cons you need to be really aware of is, depending on obviously how tight you're wearing it, will depend on how much pressure you're putting on inside your internal organs, which could lead to constipation, also could restrict your blood vessels. So obviously you've probably heard about women who have passed out, like historically, from wearing corsets that were too tight. So those are things you really, really need to take into consideration and be aware of. Also, you may need to urinate more frequently because it puts pressure on your bladder. But also, if you are dieting, you do need to make sure that you are still meeting that recommended minimum amount of requirements of calories, otherwise you're just going to lose muscle. So even if you don't feel hungry because the corset is putting pressure on your stomach, you still need to eat. It's not like this is going to stop you from eating. Eating is still really important with it. So one thing that is really recommended that you do need to take into consideration is having a strong core. So either build up a strong core prior to trialing one, or have a core routine worked in to strengthen it so it is resisting the core, because otherwise it literally is, if you've got no muscle there, it is just literally putting pressure on your internal organs. So you do really need to have a strong core to complement this. And the other thing is that it's only recommended for 6 weeks at a time, just because of that pressure on your organs as well. So those are the cons. So these are things obviously you really do need to factor in when considering it. So I'm going to wear it for 6 weeks now at the start of the prep, then have it off for 5 weeks, and then have it back on for 6 weeks. And I'm going to do a bi-weekly video so you can see the difference, and so we can see. So the aim is to get smaller than 27 inches around the waist. So we'll be able to see over this first initial 6 weeks period how much it affects my waistline. Then in that 5 weeks, if it does make a difference and my waist does go increase in size, and then the final 6 weeks leading up to stage, how much of a difference that makes as well. And then based on that, you can make your decision. So the waist trainer that I'm using for this is from a company called Love Booty. The woman that owns it is fab, and she's got some really nice clothes on there as well. So that's LoveBootee.com. You can find her on Instagram, on Facebook as well. They're about £30-40, but the material's really good quality. So I would recommend that you go and check them out. If you have any other questions, do just let me know. Also subscribe to the video, subscribe to the channel Secret Bikini Diary, and I will let you know. And one other point is I won't be wearing it for exercise. I'm purely going to be wearing this on a day-to-day basis, so I've got this as a constant. I don't see any benefits of wearing it during exercise. Really, there isn't any real scientific evidence. No one's done a study on waist trainers, so this is just trial and error. So I'm going to try and keep it constant to keep it as fair as possible. So depending on how tight I've got it, I'll either wear it for 8 hours on the first kind of setting, and then as it gets tighter, I'll probably wear it for shorter periods of time, just because it will obviously be a lot tighter and putting pressure on my abdomen. But like I said, do subscribe, and then as the bi-weekly videos come out, you can see how this progresses, and we'll go from there. Thanks.